Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Before we begin, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're diving into the latest updates about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. You don't want to miss this. The air was heavy with anticipation, a palpable mix of excitement and nostalgia as cameras rolled and fans waited to witness what many knew would be an unforgettable milestone. For over 2 decades, Kelly Ripa had been the bright, effervescent face greeting morning audiences across the nation, her energy seemingly inexhaustible. Yet, behind her trademark smile and rapid-fire wit, a deeply personal chapter was quietly closing, one that had touched not only her life, but the lives of millions who have followed her journey alongside Mark Consuelos. It was a morning unlike any other on the set of Live with Kelly and Mark. There was an unusual tenderness in the studio. Crew members moved with extra care, exchanging glances as if acknowledging the gravity of the transition. Kelly, known for her unflinching professionalism and infectious laughter, entered the set with her usual poise. But those who knew her closely could see the subtle glisten in her eyes and the barely noticeable quiver of her lips. This wasn't just another broadcast. This was a final salute to the studio they had called home. For years, Kelly and Mark had captivated audiences as a powerhouse duo, sharing glimpses of their love story in fleeting moments of spontaneity on live television. Their chemistry was magnetic, their bond unmistakable. But now, after years of navigating the highs and lows of life together in this iconic space, the show was moving toward a new horizon, and the inevitable farewell to these 4 walls had arrived. Kelly's speech began softly, almost hesitantly, as though she were testing the waters of her own emotions. "There are moments in life," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, "when words feel inadequate to capture the depth of what you feel. Today is one of those moments for me." She paused, taking a slow, deliberate breath. Her eyes reflected a vulnerability rarely seen by her millions of viewers. Mark, seated just across from her, gave her a reassuring smile. He was calm and composed, yet his eyes betrayed the weight of the memories they were leaving behind. As Kelly continued, her words painted a portrait of their shared journey, one of laughter, love, and countless milestones that had shaped their careers and their family. "We started this adventure together," Kelly said, her voice breaking slightly. 2 young people who had no idea what the future would hold, stepping into the unknown. And look at us now. Look at everything we've built, everything we've shared. She gestured toward the studio, the familiar backdrop that had been a stage for their professional triumphs and where their children had essentially grown up. The audience watched in silence, sensing the profound weight of the moment. Social media had buzzed for days about this move, and yet nothing could have prepared them for the raw emotion emanating from Kelly. It was not the end of a partnership, but the closing of a physical era that had been woven into the fabric of her life for decades. Kelly's words became more intimate, drawing on memories viewers had never seen. She spoke of the quiet moments behind the cameras and the unwavering trust they shared. "Mark," she said, her hand reaching across the table, "you have been my anchor and my partner through every change. Leaving this space feels impossible because it is such an integral part of who we are." Mark's response was equally heartfelt. He leaned forward, taking her hand in his. "Kelly," he said, his voice steady but thick with emotion, "there are no words to capture what this journey means. Working alongside you in this place has been the greatest privilege. I have learned from you and loved every moment of this era." Their exchange was a testament to a partnership built on mutual respect and a love that transcends the set. As the broadcast continued, Kelly shared one final story, a moment of levity that drew laughter from Mark and the audience alike, a bittersweet reminder of the joy they found in that room. When the time came to conclude, Kelly addressed the viewers directly. "To our audience," she said, "thank you for being part of this incredible journey. This isn't the end of our story, it's simply the beginning of a new chapter in a new home, and for that I am grateful beyond words." The camera lingered on them for a final moment, capturing the intimacy of the farewell. Mark and Kelly stood together, holding hands, sharing one last embrace on that historic stage. It was an ending, yes, but it was also a celebration of the extraordinary path they had traveled. Backstage, away from the glare of the lights, they allowed themselves a few moments of private reflection, filled with hugs, laughter, and the kind of tears that come from a life fully lived. In the days following, tributes poured in from fans and colleagues celebrating the remarkable bond between Kelly and Mark. What stood out most was the profound humanity of the moment. Kelly's goodbye was an honest acknowledgement of change and growth. It was a reminder that even the strongest bonds must evolve, and that embracing a new beginning is a sign of courage. As the lights finally dimmed, Kelly took one last look at the sanctuary that had been her home. She smiled through her tears, knowing that this transition, though difficult, was a testament to everything she had shared with Mark and a promise of the bright, uncharted chapters that lay ahead. The farewell to 7 Lincoln Square was more than a change of scenery. It was the end of a 37-year era that had seen the very birth of the live franchise. For decades, the corner of West 67th and Columbus Avenue served as the epicenter of morning television, a place where the legendary Regis Philbin first invited the nation into his living room. When Kelly Ripa joined in 2001, she didn't just step into a job, she stepped into a legacy. Over the next 24 years, those hallways became the backdrop for her children's most formative years. Michael, Lola, and Joaquin were fixtures backstage, transitioning from infants and strollers to young adults, their growth marked by the height charts and holiday decorations of a studio that felt more like a family home than a corporate office. The transition began in earnest during the first week of April 2025, following an emotional final broadcast at the OG studio, where the walls were virtually vibrating with memories of past hosts and thousands of celebrity guests. The production team faced the Herculean task of moving a televised institution. For a brief, chaotic week, the show entered a limbo phase that many fans found both jarring and endearingly human. Kelly&Mark broadcast from a temporary space on the 10th floor of the new Disney headquarters, a makeshift setup near the building's cafeteria. This interim period was not without its growing pains. Viewers took to social media to comment on the echoing acoustics and the cold feeling of the open-air atrium, but Kelly and Mark leaned into the awkwardness with their signature humor. Kelly joked about beta testing the sound, and Mark marveled at the sheer scale of the 1.2 million square foot facility. It was a week of transparency, a rare look at the unpolished side of a major production, reminding audiences that even the biggest stars have to navigate the stresses of moving house. The true transformation, however, was unveiled on Monday, April 14, 2025. As the camera zoomed into the new permanent studio at 7 Hudson Square, the atmosphere shifted from nostalgia to awe. The new space was a masterclass in modern television design, blending state-of-the-art technology with the warmth that has always been. Gone were the familiar, crowded bookshelves, replaced by an open-concept layout that felt expansive and airy. A massive, high-definition backdrop of the Brooklyn Bridge grounded the show in its new Lower Manhattan home, offering a gritty, authentic New York City vista that felt immediate and alive. The centerpiece of this new era was a sleek, rounded wood desk equipped with built-in monitors, where Kelly and Mark sat perched on elegant, cream-colored stools. The floor itself had been upgraded to a seamless LED screen, allowing the set to shift its aesthetic to match the theme of each segment. Even the seating for the live audience had been reimagined, with expanded 2-level tiers that brought the fans closer to the action. Longtime announcer Deja Vu was given a literal throne higher up in the rafters, a vantage point she jokingly claimed allowed her to look down on her subjects. Yet, amidst the high-tech bells and whistles, Kelly and Mark made sure to bring the soul of the old studio with them. The most poignant inclusion was Sammy, the golden retriever statue that has been a silent member of the Live family since 1997. "This dog is the same age as our son, Michael," Kelly told the audience, patting the statue's head. "He's seen everything we've seen, and there was no way we were leaving him behind." Along with Sammy, Kelly placed her Disney Legend Award in her new dressing room, a symbol of her journey from a young actress on All My Children to the queen of morning syndication. The first guest to grace the new set was Real Housewives of Atlanta star Portia Williams, who arrived with a housewarming bouquet, signaling that while the address had changed, the show's status as a premier destination for celebrity culture remained untouched. The energy in the room was electric, a far cry from the somber tones of the farewell just 2 weeks prior. It was clear that the move had revitalized the production, injecting a sense of first day of school excitement into a team that had been doing this for decades. For the crew, the move represented a significant shift in the daily rhythm. The Lincoln Square family was now part of a much larger ecosystem, joined by shows like The View and Tamron Hall under one massive high-tech roof. Executive producer Michael Gelman, who has been the architect of the show's success since the beginning, was seen backstage navigating the new control rooms with a mix of focus and pride. The move to Hudson Square wasn't just about better cameras or prettier lighting. It was about ensuring the show's longevity in an ever-changing media landscape. As the weeks turned into months in their new home, the coldness fans initially feared melted away, replaced by the unmistakable warmth of the Ripa-Consuelos dynamic. They proved that the magic of Live was never about the four walls of a studio, but about the connection between the hosts and the people watching at home. Whether they were discussing Grandma's Crack snacks with John Stamos or welcoming the Rockettes for an early holiday performance, the essence of the show remained intact. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have managed a feat that few in television ever achieve. They successfully transitioned a legacy brand into the future without losing its heart. The goodbye was a necessary shedding of the past, a respectful nod to the ghosts of 7 Lincoln Square. But the hello to Hudson Square was a declaration of intent. They aren't just holding the fort, they are building a new one. As 2025 draws to a close, the show stands as a testament to the power of evolution. It serves as a reminder to its millions of viewers that while goodbyes are inevitably heavy, they are also the prerequisite for the beautiful, uncharted chapters that follow. The lights may be different, and the view may have changed.